My name is Pastor Obadiah from Cistern Mission National Boda Initiative. Today, we will begin with the foundational truth that was spoken by Jesus Christ from Matthew chapter 5 verse 3, which says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." This is a truth that confronts every believer at the very core of their walk with God. And I want us to understand that Jesus does not say, "Blessed are the strong in spirit," or "Blessed are those who have it all together." But instead, he says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit." And I want us to ask ourselves, what does it mean to be poor in spirit? It means one is recognizing his or her need, his dependence, his emptiness apart from God. It means we come from God not with a resume of righteousness, but with empty hands, fully aware that we have nothing of eternal value to offer apart from his grace. To be poor in spirit is to come before God without pride, without pretense, without claiming that we have it all. And it is the attitude of the tax collector in Luke chapter 18, who cried to God and said, "God, have mercy on me, a sinner." We should have this attitude rather than the attitude that the Pharisee had, where he boasted about his righteousness. To be poor in spirit, it means that I'm telling God, "God, I need you. I cannot do without you. I cannot save myself. I do not bring anything to the table except need for my grace." The realization of this realization is so important because you cannot be filled unless you are empty. You cannot be healed unless you are sick. You cannot be saved unless you realize that you are lost. And Jesus said in Luke chapter 5 verse 31 to 32 that it is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. And Jesus continued saying that, "I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repent." The greatest barrier that hinders people to realize their spiritual need is not believing that they need it. Many people today are asleep, confined in their morality, their religion, and their knowledge, but unaware of true need. And the true need is that we realize that we need Jesus more than anything else. We need Jesus more than people. We need Jesus more than friends. So pride will blind us. Religion can mask the problem, but only when we stand before God in brokenness do we find healing. Jesus gives a promise that for those who are poor in spirit, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. All the kingdom of heaven belongs to them. Here, the promise is in the present tense because Jesus says that theirs is the kingdom, not that they will receive the kingdom, but they have already received the kingdom. Not someday, it is theirs now. To be poor in spirit is to already belong to the kingdom because you have already surrendered your crown to the true king. And as I conclude, I just want to remind you that Jesus begins this famous sermon by flipping the value of the world upside down. In a culture that exalted strength, he blesses dependence. In a world that honors pride, he honors humility. To be poor in spirit is not to be less than. It is to be ready to receive Jesus. It is to be ready to receive Jesus at all times. So today, if you feel weak, it is good. If you feel broken, you are welcome. If you feel like you do not have it all together, you are in the position to receive the kingdom. heaven. The kingdom of heaven is for the